Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Adelaide vs West Coast Amy Community Shield Community Series game, in which Adelaide ran out 11 goal winners, 10 goals 7 winners, so 67 points against the West Coast Eagles, in which it really just showed to me that you can really target the West Coast games, especially now I'm looking at the ruck, and potentially that is one of the only reasons why I'll be going Grundy over Sherry, is the point that he's got West Coast, and I don't believe Sherry has West Coast until later in the piece. So even if Brodie Grundy has a potential buy in it, I reckon he could towel up West Coast in the points of in the reign of like a 130 or so, and that just makes him way more valuable than Sherry. So that is sort of a reason why I'm maybe leaning that way, but obviously we have round 0 to look at that anyway in the coming days, so we get that sort of that line for Brodie Grundy, and we'll see how he goes cash gen wise. But anyway, before we get into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. So as you can see, Riley O'Brien absolutely smashed it. 22 touches, 34 hitouts. He smashed the hitouts, 34. You can see here Williams and Barnett. I might want to actually just change Livingston, as he's not going to bother playing, to Barnett, because Barnett could actually play. So they might as well go Barnett over Livingston. But yeah, Riley O'Brien smashed it, and Riley O'Brien is a ruck that averages, 95? O'Brien, there we go. He averages 88 on the year, so we're talking about a guy who we suspect will average 12 less or so than Grundy or so, and around the same marker as Sherry, and he's gone 118. So I think that Brodie Grundy could go 130, and even the likes of, does Gawn get the timing right with him? Doesn't look like Gawn may be the return date of Flynn or not, so we're going to have to watch that. But Gawn would go like 150, 160 on this matchup. Rankin, 4 goals, 1 for a 109. I need to look at the midfield splits a little bit just to see what he was getting, but I don't think I'll necessarily be going with Rankin. But definitely a 109 is an interesting one, and I think he's one that you can just sort of wait to see, because if he does pop, he is gonna it's gonna show pretty early what his role obviously is. But we do have Sam Berry here as well, so there is a little bit of doubt there as that sort of fourth midfielder, and I think there could be such variation with Rankin's midfield time that he's going to fluctuate. And he did need 4 goals, 1 to get to a 109. If you take that out and you give him, say, 1 goal, that's already down to only a 90, and then, yeah, so against stronger teams, he could maybe get 70s, 80s, so I'm a little bit worried about Rankin necessarily, compared to a lot of these other more consistent roles, no matter the opposition. Berry, 108, he was good. Only problem is that he's in that log jam in the midfield, isn't he, for fantasy wise? If I make this just a little bit big for you guys. So Berry here, priced at 624k. I just don't see that. I'd just rather go Crouch, to be honest with you, but I have Crouch behind Wines. Anyway, so so I wouldn't be going Berry. Tim Kelly doing a consistent 90 to 105 or 110 range. Shoal, 94. Jordan Dawson sort of just walked it in an 88 on 66% time on ground. I'm pretty sure he's like an 80% time on ground type of player. 85%. Let's actually check that. Dawson here. Let's actually check his time on ground usual percentage. Last year it was 86%, so if you extrapolate that 88, so we said 86%, 86 divided by 66 times by an 88, that's an extrapolates to a 114 or a 115, so yeah, he's right in that zone. Obviously probably won't kick 1 goal, 1 each game, so I still see him as that 105 to 110 guy, potentially even, I think Crouch will impact him slightly, and Rankin and stuff like that, but I think he's still going to be a 105 to 110. I just think you will see more of the forward mids for Adelaide picking up the points. Tom Cole, 84. Elliot Yeo, 81, showing that he can do it. I'm just worried, does he have that potential to get those 100 type scores, or is he just going to be locked in as an 80 guy, where, as you can see here, priced at 70, 80 is an alright pick, but is he going to be able to go that 90, 95 that really can push him towards that almost a keeper at that D1 spot, but we do just need him for 6 weeks, and I think he's projected as 74. If we look at here and we look at his and we look here at his projected scores, you'll see here that they have him projected 74, 84, 74. And that still gets him, 25k? And I would suspect that break even slowly starts to trend as well downwards as well. So I reckon if he was to get 74, 84, 74, an average somewhere in the mid 80s, he would gain close to 700k by the time, get up towards 700, 750k by the time that we're looking towards getting Dacos in around that West Coast game. Taylor Walker 80, he's not really going to be fancy relevant, I don't think. Worrell, Murphy, Miller I think is that one that always tempts us each year it seems, but always underperforms. Hoff 75, I thought that this was something that could happen with Hoff, but I reckon Reed's going to smash too much into that points total to actually look at him. And I just want to look at what's Cole priced at, because what's he priced at? 595. Yeah, I'm not touching that. If it was in the 400k range, then yeah, potentially, but he's 595. I'm not going to touch that compared to just going Yo, who I think will consistently outscore him. Harley Reid proved the doubters wrong. 73. This is what you knew was going to happen. It was an impact. He's an impact player, so he is going to have down games where he does score 30 or 40. But he is on back, so a lot more of the time. He did have 5 clearances, so he does have some. He is in the midfield quite a lot. But he's also down back. So there's enough cheap ball for him to get where he will do it. I didn't necessarily watch this game in full. But yeah, he should be absolutely fine. 73, that's it. I think he's going to average, given that he's an impact player, he's not a possession player like Sheasel, Dacos, etc. and McKercher now and Ashcroft. And Sanders, they're all possession players, whereas Reid is an impact player. I think he isn't going to average that like 85 or so that you sort of get out of those or 80s that you get out of those possession winners. I think he could average still 70 to 75 as a halfback and also in the centre. So yeah, Harley Reid on field, totally fine with that. At the moment, Laird walked it in for a 73, 72% time on ground. Not many non-disposal points, but he is totally fine. 26 touches as well. He just a little bit handball happy. Gaff, Rochelle, 3 goals, 3 for a 72. Yeah, I don't like that pick anymore. Not getting the midfield time to be able to get 0 tackle game. It's really hard to score well with 0 tackles involved. So yeah, just didn't get involved. Crouch, 23 touches for a 68 on 59% time on ground. I don't know, is it exact time on ground through last year, but if you were to give him an 80% time on ground, because I think that is respectable for an inside mid, and I think it's 6% lower than Dawson. So if we do that, and then we times his 68, you see that comes out to a 92, and that's sort of getting in that area of, it could be, it's pretty good. Let's actually check that just to show you guys what the Crouch, what his time on ground was, to show you that it's going to be a decent, it had 68. He's not a 68% time on ground type guy. Let's go back to his like 2021 or something, 77%, 2020, 73. So maybe I actually overstated it saying that he's going to have 80% time on ground. He's usually around that 75 actually. So it's not too bad. Now looking at it, I think he'll be fine. And I think that's 68%. Or whatever it was, 59%, it's fine. He'll get some other non-disposal points and he'll figure that out. He's going to be a 90s guy. I'm just thinking that Wines has the potential more so because he's that lead CVA guy to outscore Crouch just because he's in that role. And he has a healthier matchups to start, I think, Wines. So that's why I go over Crouch. Thilthorpe is injured, I believe, as well. So that means that Burgess may play. But Burgess is a 200k key forward, so that's not really going to be fancy relevant. So I would stay clear of Burgess to start, and if he pops a 70, 80, then jump on him. Petrotelli, McElhaney, Keys 63. Wow, he was so relevant a couple of years ago, and now he's just not in that new role. Hinge, Edwards, Borlas, Pedler again, we thought he'd get more mid-time. It doesn't look like it. Maybe another year in the system. Soligo, 48% time on ground for a 57. That is definitely a watch. What's he priced at, Soligo? I think it would be 600. Yeah, 610. So yeah, just watch on Soligo. I wouldn't jump on him just because of this performance, because it is 57 on 48%. There's a lot of things that could happen in a half of football, and he's not going to definitely double that. He'd probably, if you extrapolate this out, is going to be like a 105 probably, divided by 48 times by 57. It's a 95 when you extrapolate it to 80%. So yeah, it's not really as big as what you think. Jaden Hunt, Liam Duggan did basically nothing, but he had limited time on ground. Darling, Jamison, Chesser, Cripps, but no one else here really that I'm too interested in, to be honest. And then obviously Bailey Williams, 21 points, 14 hitouts on 74%. That is really low. And then you had Harry Barnett, 11 points on 10 hitouts in 33%. So Harry Barnett could just give you a covering. He could just give you a covering score in the best 22 when you have like Grundy or something like that, so that you do have 22 guys. I mean, it will be a meaningless score of like a 30 or a 40, but he could do that, and that could be worthwhile, but we'll have to wait and see on that front if he gets selected or not. But definitely do look at the potential for West Coast Ruckman now that Flynn is out, 8 to 10 or 10 to 12 weeks, something like that. But anyway, that is the Adelaide versus West Coast game, community series game review in fantasy terms, and just going through and saying who is a good option, who isn't a good option, and based on roles, it's a little bit obviously less scoring dependent, as some people only played a half of football, and that does need to be taken into account. I mean, Rankin actually 109 on, I've just seen here, 59% time on ground. He tore it up. So yeah, Rankin's a watch. Actually now looking into more of that. But yeah, other than that, nothing much to say on this game, as it was the West Coast Eagles, who don't have a ruckman now basically, and are going to be about plus 20 on the ruck average line when you do the DFS stats again. So yeah, pretty disappointing that they're going to be uncompetitive, but it's a matchup you can target yet again in your mids or your ruck lines. But that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.